I made a million bitch to let the mimic come like a killer.
Alright, so this piece of shit, that's what it is. Sorry, Jaden. Piece of shit. It will be better one day. One day, just not today. Pissed all over my floor. All over the floor. Look. It's like Gio's dog. It got started.
It got excited.
Happy, squirting all over the place. I have this thing pretty much finished motor raise wise. The transmission side one is on. If you want to come show it for the 80th time, because I showed it a ton yet in your last clips. That's in. Washers and longer bolts. I don't hear anybody trying to harass me on some good. Now, the last step to the motor raise part is we had to go get some bolts. Come over here. We have a collection. Nice little $14 worth of hardware. So I'm gonna test these out and see what I can do. I'm gonna make it work though. We still have to do bushings. I started already. I took the big ones out. With those being out, that was really the hardest part. I think that was gonna be the biggest fight because these are next. We'll leave that for later before we finish up. But the biggest thing is to get those two motor mounts back together. Bolts. Now, we kind of got to set up it. Like I said, this thing had a little excitement squirts all over the floor.
Yeah, if y'all know K-Series, y'all would know this is the header.
What are you even saying right now? Yo. Set up, floor, cardboard, creeper. Now I gotta get on the ground, figure out what the spacing from the motor mount and the subframe is gonna be. I'm using all the factory shit. Loading. Watch me struggle for the next 25 minutes. To you, it's gonna be like 3 seconds, but it'll be like an hour for me. So.
The Acura is deep right now. How do you feel, man? Do you fuck with Honda at all? Do you like it? Or what are your thoughts on Act Nation, actually? Like, what's up with that?
Fuck. Nah, I mean, they're Hondas.
Oh, he's a bitch.
I can't believe you. Got the fam and all done. Back together. The harness is on. The female. Got the hoses on. Got the intake manifold on. Screws, bolts, nuts, all that. Washers.
Yes.
All we got left is the battery tray. Still have to go to the back mount, get the bolts in, put the washers in, space it out. That should be fairly easy. Now we go back to under there, under this awesome ass lift we got, Can't forget the lift. We got 2 of the bolts lined up. I have 2 stacks of washers in on the 2 front bolts. That'll at least line the mount up. I'm gonna get them tightened up from the top, which means I have to jump up on the engine bay and lay on the motor. The back mount's in, everything's prepped, the bolts are hand tight. I'm gonna finish shining them tomorrow just because I got some shit to do and it's late. It's like 8:05, yeah, roughly. We got the airbox in, battery tray. Everything is prepped to get just cranked down, really. Just tighten some bolts down, put the battery in, engine bay is done at that point, and the hood clears. That was my biggest and only concern I had. What else? We'll get the bushings pressed. That's really the last part of disassembling and assembling parts on this car. At that point, it's just test fitting wheels. I would have to hit up Ronnie, see how the other wheel is, see what this thing is gonna look like with them on, and that's pretty much it. So I'll catch you guys back tomorrow when we're ready to go. That was easy. We're ready to do the stuffs.
We're ready to camber the static.
Yeah, we're gonna camber the static. Now we're gonna start it and see if it doesn't go.
Let's hope it doesn't.
Add the boom.
Hope it doesn't go Subaru.
But now we're moving on to bushings. So
some bushings real quick.
We already did the big ones. That's why there's all this red paint everywhere. Basically, we have the small ones, and that's pretty much it. It's a sad life. If you get robbed, it's because you're ugly.
Probably that's too big, bro.
Shut up. I gotta cut the ring off, like I did to the RSX ones. Okay, so you definitely just watched me cut some shit. We cut the little ring off like we did on the RSX stuff. So now we can get straight to the bushing. We can set up the press, get those little bushings out, and move on to the last one for the shock mount. So, time lapse? Time lapse. Time lapse. We're back. It's another day, Thursday. Been at this all week. Don't want to talk about it. We're ready for bushings. Press, control arms. Got the bushings for the shock mount and the big round one. Yeah, those are in the freezer. You might be asking, Ray, why are the bushings in the freezer? Well, metal, right? Contracts when it's cold, expands when it's hot. All right. I did a little test run off of camera. I mean, I got some clips, but I was doing some testing. But we have the small bushing that I told you about. They're pretty easy to press in. You don't have to actually do much. You can use the press or a vise. I chose the vise. We're gonna do the other two. I'm pretty sure Diobani. I did some testing off camera because I don't like embarrassing myself, right? I don't like embarrassing myself. So I did this one off camera because I have the other ones to press in. Shock mount, front one. I'm gonna show you what it looks like pushing this in. It's honestly really easy. You can do it by hand. You can do it on the vise. You can do it on a press. You can do it anywhere.
Press.
You can do it with your teeth. Anything. So, yeah, you can body slam your baby mom on top of it. It's great. Great thing. This is one without it. Excuse me. This is one without it. And then if you follow me to the station, these ones I kind of just put in by hand. These ones, they just kind of press in by hand like that. This guy you gotta lube up because it will not go in easily.
Y'all know about lubing.
Yo. I mean, you can kind of get it started. It's a pain in the ass, honestly. I'm not even gonna bother. So that's a bushing. It looks kind of good, red and blue. You know, little Merkle vibes. Spider-Man. This is where we're gonna start pressing in the shock mount and whatever you call this thing. And we have the bushing. The bushing is pressed in. We have a little bit of grease. We got it done without dying. We didn't hurt ourselves. And we learned some. We learned a lot. I did this one off camera and I don't have a lot of clips. We might see it, we might not. But this one's in and this is the shock mount. I have one more to do, so you will see me do that one. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Boom, bang, bing, boom. Bushing, done. Shock mount.
Boom.
Grease.
Boom.
So, pretty much at this point, we have to now do a little bit of learning to figure out what position we're gonna put this bushing in. The one we spoke about earlier with the caster, the circular thingy thing that moves around. But if you guys come over here, we're gonna use these bushings to cheat out fitment, basically. The geometry with the control arm and the spindle is completely different than what Honda intended, so we have to correct almost every point of the suspension. We want positive, so now we know that we need these holes to be on the inner furthest side of that control arm. And if we need them to be positioned that way, we would need these to sit like that. Now that is making these arms move this way about, I would say roughly, it's about a 1/4 inch.
4-foot flames with Christmas lights on them.
LGBTQ lights. So, bushings are in, all of them. We got all 3 bushings pressed into both arms on each side. This one's ready to go, that one's ready to go. I think I will quickly mount up the arms, let you guys see me do that, and at this point, we're pretty much gonna wrap it up for the night. Oh, it is, what, Friday? Friday. We have everything done. We have the motor pretty much prepped and ready to go. This video that you guys are going to be seeing now, which it's a little weird because I'm talking past tense and current, but you guys saw us start the motor. You're going to see us finish it off. Pretty much what you saw already was the initial test fit, the initial setup. We figured out how much we need, where we need to raise it, how many washers, because I wasn't just going to go spend a bunch of money on hardware but then I have to return it. So we set it up, got it raised, and pretty much went back and swapped everything out for new hardware and clean, nice new washers. And at this point where you see the car now, the motor is done. We also have the bushings already pressed. We have the control arm in. I wanted to do a test run, as you guys already know. I like to try to at least do one pre-video, so I kind of have an idea as to what I'm gonna do, and you don't have to watch another 30-minute video. So
it's gonna be 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be 30 minutes. So we accomplished what we wanted. It was a battle, and you're gonna get to see with that side, because as you see under the car, that control arm's not in yet. Yeah, we're gonna move on to putting the control arm in. We got the wheel back.
Ronnie did his thing as per usual.
Yeah. Ronnie did his thing. He sent us some pictures. I'll put pictures in of the work he did himself. And yeah, like always, Ronnie killed it with this wheel. So we'll be back when we're ready to put the control arm in.
We are at Home Depot, as you can see.
Gotta get a bolt. Yeah. I had some bolts that I picked up, but they're a little too fat to fit through the sleeve, and I don't want to drill it. So yeah, we're gonna get some bolts, get some washers, get a couple nuts. I mentioned before that me and Jaden had spoken about painting the body kit. So we have picked up some supplies, we have some tape, we have some plastic, so I can make a little paint booth, and I have the paint. Side skirts, rear lip, and front lip are all gonna get painted white. So I went and picked up these bolts. I needed 2 of them that were a little longer than the ones I was using before, just so I can get some washers on them and make them look good. These fit perfectly in there. This guy goes here. We got the control arms in. The hardest part was really just getting it to align. The alignment obviously wants to go its own way when we take the control arm out. We got the washers in. We got them all bolted back up. It's ready to align. I know I'm gonna have to lower the rear a bit. So I have plenty of adjustment on the shock, as you can see. I have plenty of adjustment in the front and in the rear. The point that we're at, we're ready to start test fitting the wheels. I do want to put the dust shield behind this rotor was all rusty, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to put that one back on because the mounting holes were rotted out, so it's blowing the fuck apart. So I'm not gonna be able to run this side. The other side is still on, obviously. I didn't have to take that side off. But yeah, at this point, start test fitting the wheels. What is this guy blabbering? He has no mic on. So, as Gio said, we have the front wheels on. Spacers are twerked down. The front's pretty much dialed. We're not really gonna have to do much to the front right now until we're ready for the alignment and we put it back on the ground, but I can't do that until I pick up the rubber hose tomorrow to fix the leaker. Got a spacer though.
Camber's in.
The fact.
How does what you're doing right now affect the Rob's legacy?
I'm gonna grab one of the rears.
Fuck you, man.
We got the rear. Why are you walking on me? Hell, cameraman. We have some slip-ons to double stack on top of the bolt-on spacers. You want to fight? Slip-on spacer to put on top of the bolt-on spacers. I have them in the front already under the wheels. Some of these out. Find the hole.
You thought I said broomstick?
You're a broomstick, man. You see it. So these are the camber arms for the rear. They mount on the top side of the knuckle and do stuff in and out and make camber. So we're taking these apart right now. We have plenty of thread. I just have to bolt this side in, adjust it outwards enough to get it into the hole, put the nut on, put the bolt in, tighten it all down, and then I can camber it all the way back in, lock the nut down, and see if this nut fits like the other side. So, time lapse. Magic. So, we definitely jumped. We jumped quite a bit. I think last time you saw this car was in there. had a little bit of a turn of events we won't speak on. This is pretty much close to the finished product. I do have to raise the lift. We had to lower it. I wanted to see this thing last night, so here it is. Prepping the pump. I had to eat some food. I was hungry, but I have the hoses. I'm gonna pull out the little push connect part that's on each side of the lift, and I've never really showed what it looks like using the lift, so I figured it'd be a good opportunity to show you what this looks like. And that is how you quick jack, my guys. Wheels are off. Well, one wheel is off. So I raised the threads an inch. So I raised that collar up. Well, no, I left that collar there and measured an inch. But yeah, we're gonna move on to taking the wheels off, so we'll be right. Raised. Now we just gotta put this guy on, right? Just like that. Back wheels, both are on. Lug nuts are tight, we're all good. Front ones are off. I did take off the slip-on that I used in the front just because I want to test fit something, see if we can get a little more clearance. Coilovers raised on both sides. That means I can put the wheels back on, get this thing hooked back up to the jack, pump, lower it down to the ground and see what the fitment looks like. We'll change course a little bit. We ran out to the store. I was telling you about the leaking transmission line. So it's really rusty and crusty. It's got a couple pinholes. You can't even see them. They're just so corroded. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use 2 pieces of each end as a nipple, I guess. Got a piece of hose here. Got some hose clamps. All right, we're good. Like I said, gonna get the wheels on, get it ready to put back on the ground. I loosened the side skirt bolts in the back so that way these can pop off pretty easily. Wheels are on, spacers are on, everything's tight. We're back on the ground. Side skirts unbolted. Fitment is beautiful. This is the resting ride height of the car. You know, looks beautiful, looks great. It's exactly what we wanted. We're at 16 degrees of camber in the rear, 15 in the front, and bam. Basically at this point, we just have alignment, which we can do in the morning, right after Cam comes in and welds the exhaust up. I just have to get the side skirts off, get the bumpers off, take everything out back. That way tomorrow morning, all I have to do is lay plastic down and I can start spraying all this stuff white. And that's it. That's we're lit. And it's another day. Cam is about to pull up. I think he's actually here right now. Found him. We're gonna get this exhaust welded up, get the car in the air, get this thing all prettied up, and I'll give you an update once we are all set up to get this exhaust welded up. And just like that, as you can see, we have Sir Cam under the car doing our exhaust setup right now. We're welding up that piece. That center pipe itself broke right off the back of the cat. Update time. Exhaust is fully welded together. Everything is lined up, placed where it needs to be placed, which means we can move on to the last final 2 steps of this car. The first of the 2 is this body kit, which I have already started painting. Side skirts are coated 2 or 3 times now. I'm gonna do my 3rd full smooth coat on these now. Get this thing back onto the wood and start aligning it up. Our biggest concern now, get this thing prepped to get back on the ground, top off the transmission fluid, and move on. Oh my God, the car's outside. Side job done. It's been a little bit. I know, I'm sorry, I suck at this whole recording by myself thing. Garage is empty, cleaned up, swept up, tools away, which means we can get the TSX back inside. Body kit's been curing. It's looking pretty good. I have some areas that reacted very weird to the paint, but there's spots you're not really gonna be able to see. So we'll do another coat on this front lip and call this one a win. We'll get the car parked back inside and I can chill for the rest of the day. I missed the best part. Dragging it in here. So I drove it around the block. But the thing is, I can't show you me driving it around the block because I want to do rollers. We got 15 all around, roughly 16 in the rear. 15, 16. Wheels are fitted, motor is raised, the thing drives, it moves. It really just needs an alignment. So it's kind of a bittersweet moment. I know we haven't done many updates. We had to get this car dialed in and put back together, which we have. We got the RSX. It's back. It's getting the short and tie rods put on.
This is how my mama told me, sit out to the coma. If he want beef, he can have it. Roll up with them Apex straps, I'm causing havoc. If you want a feet, you can have it.
What was that? Wow.
If he want beef, he can have it.
The owner of the car is here. His reaction.
Yo, this is not the same car. What the fuck?
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yo, y'all fucking
It's good, bro.
I think it's safe to say we got another happy customer, bro.
Yes, sir. We have accomplished another job.
Hell yeah.
Wait.
Blow the cab, bitch, that way the cab go. What? Wreck the Bentley coupe, speak, Geico. What? Bitch, yo, money blowing through the asshole. What? Damn, little shorty, you a asshole. Fuck the little shorty with the lights on. Diamonds dancing on the shorty light mode. Ice mode, what? Ice cold. Lean hole.
Alright, so we just got back from mobbing the TSX. We got it put together. Jaden saw it. He picked it up. He drove it. We got rollers. We got pictures.
Frame bank, spark, everything.
All that. Everything we wanted out of the car, we got. At this point, you've seen tons of it. You pretty much watched the whole build with us. But that's what we do. This is why I make these videos. When I was a youngin', I wish I had someone making a video like what I just made, explaining the shit, because it's very easy to sit down and watch a YouTube video, some dude with a static ass car and a bunch of stuff, and then you never know how it's done.
Yeah, just showing cuts, washers, and that's it.
Yeah, it doesn't help you. So we do this. Jill can agree. I do this to teach somebody something. I mean, the work gets done in the background no matter what. I mean, people are still gonna come to me to get work. So making the video is just an extra. It's something that we take time out to make for you guys, because it's not for us.
Obviously,
it's definitely fun, and again, it's something that you can look on and learn something. So take a second real quick. We'll check out what our stats are as of right now. Who is honking?
someone's going crazy, boy.
So as of right now, we have 165 subs.
Tough.
That's 10, 15 more. 10, 15. It was like 153
Yeah.
last video. So something like that, right? We appreciate every single one of you that has tuned in, every single one of you that has subscribed, every single like, every comment you guys give us. It means the world to us, because like I said, we take out some of our day after working a full shift, doing our life at home, putting things on the side to make sure that we bring you guys some content. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we will be back next week with another banger.